Let's start off with the Super NES, and when it comes to these certain games, yep, we do have two black bars to give the best aspect ratio option. You can also mess around with the settings if you want to, but for me it's not going to be a big issue whatsoever. It's just a lot of fun to play these old school games. But when we're going to get into the Game Boy, there we're going to have a different aspect ratio and of course resolution. We still have a tiny black bar at the bottom and the top, but it's even less noticeable. And if you just want to enjoy some classic games, this is absolutely a very cool way to do so. And there are so many hidden games, absolutely classics when it comes to the Game Boy Classic. And they look just freaking amazing on this beautiful display. But where we had an amazing resolution and a screen filler with the Game Boy Classic, of course with the GBA it's going to be slightly different. And the black bars are way more noticeable. If you just want to keep it on the right resolution, this is just actually one of the ways to play. But we're going to back into the Game Gear and the handheld. There with the Game Gear we're going to have absolutely amazing resolution. And this is of course one of those systems that makes a great advantage of the screen itself. It's absolutely a lot of fun playing these old school games again. Oh, messed it up. Let's move into the home systems, and then first we're going to take a look at the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, where I grew up with it. And it's absolutely looking great on the display with its crisp, clear IPS panel. But we do have bezels at the bottom and the top. I think they're not really annoying because they're not that gigantic compared with the Game Boy Advance, for example. So let's deep dive into the arcade part, because I just wanted to showcase what you actually can do with this. Of course we can play a lot of cool games when it comes to arcades, but when it comes to Killer Instinct and Tekken, the more demanding ones, they will not run as well on this. A system that I mostly play on the arcade part when it comes to emulation, but just see how it will actually run on the device. And to my surprise, where a lot of Pandora's Box and other weird things have problems with this, seems running just fine on a device like this. Same story, we do have quite a huge back bars compared to other devices, but I don't think they're really annoying. But if you're looking at a device for N64 emulation on the go, when an N64 is, it's still absolutely a hit or miss. Yep, we can play a couple of games, but when it comes to GoldenEye, more than many games, they will not run great or have a lot of frame drops. For example, with the beginning, you can just hear that it stutters like crazy. Fingerprint Nightmare. There we go. You can just hear that it struggles significantly compared with other devices that we have checked out. The configuration for this handheld is not the best. Oh, there we go. But still, it's quite manageable. Oh, there we go. Another frame drop, and there we go, there we go. That's great and annoying. Hello to my little friend. Okay, let's move on to some PlayStation emulation, and yep, we can play it on so many different handhelds, but just wanted to check it out on this particular RGB30 model.
Round one, fight.
Oh, there goes my perfect. Okay, next up I wanted to showcase some PlayStation Portable, but take consideration if you're just going to play PlayStation Portable on this. In my opinion, this is not the experience you want to have. Look at those massive black bars, and you can maybe stretch it out in the software, but that's not the way I actually want to play. In my opinion, combination with the mixed performance of emulation, yeah, PlayStation Portable is absolutely not a device you want to play on this particular Powkiddy model. Absolutely not. It's fun that it's there, but that's all. But getting into the PlayStation emulation and PlayStation Portable was all fun and game. But of course, let's double check some Sega Dreamcast. I did notice some minor glitching here and there, and that's actually an emulator problem in my opinion. But the overall performance is quite good.